Everyone is cashing in on this papal visit, including whoever made this shirt. These guys absolutely have me convinced that Pope Francis might be an Eagles fan. When the nuns and priests were walking around, people were cheering, they were yelling, they were going nuts for that. So when Pope Francis gets here, you can be assured that this energy is just going to be taken to the next level. We're just having so much fun down here. My producer, Ed Dress, was yelling at me every time I tried to dance, but I'll tell you that him and my photographers, Joe and Ben, were both dancing the entire time. Jeep Pope Mobile, and I'm telling you, I can barely hear what's going on right now because it is about to get so loud here on the Parkway.
And here I am, and I'm about to bomb in front of 1 million people.
Tell me what that feels like to be opening up for perhaps the most famous man in the world, you could argue.
I think it's well, it's obviously amazing, but as a performer, I'm almost relieved that I'm going on before him rather than after him.
Who is the Rome correspondent for CBS News, and he's actually covered 3 popes at this point. So can you just tell me what makes this pope in particular different from the other 2 you've covered?
I think it's style and warmth. This is a man who really, really likes to get out and meet the people.
This is absolutely the most under control crowd I've ever seen. You think about how the Parkway maybe looks on the 4th of July for the big concert, and it's a lot more rowdier. I've been in the middle of that, and I can honestly tell you it's not the most enjoyable experience.
It will be an exchange. I'll bring African culture and values, and they will teach me American customs. It will be an atmosphere of trade, I would say. I hope it will be more than just staying in their house. There will be something more.
It's historically significant. You know, it's the kind of thing people remember all their lives.
Patricia says she hopes to be an ambassador for the city to make sure that guests leave with a good impression. Certainly Kevin West from South Philly remembers where he was the last time a pope was in town.
Just remember him coming down Broad Street and my grandma getting on her hands and knees and my uncle screaming at her to tell her to get up, you're going to miss her.
And he even said after that experience he wouldn't mind hosting someone this time around.
I wouldn't mind meeting somebody from, you never know.
By now you've probably seen the official logo for the World Meeting of Families, and that's because it's absolutely everywhere. Now, Temple's Tyler School of Art is known as a prestigious school among the art community, so it should be no surprise to all you owls that the official designer of that logo is a Temple grad.
What started as just a drawing is now a symbol seen worldwide. It's the official logo of the World Meeting of Families, and its designer is Temple made.
But honestly, I had a tremendous education there.
Bill Milnazik is a 1979 graduate of Temple, and he took that education and founded his own graphic design company, Axis Visual. For the last 2 years, his biggest project has been the Pope. Here's what he means. The city is expecting $390 million in revenue from just the 2 days the Pope is here. But the business pales in comparison to the exposure.
Good morning, Visit Philadelphia.
In 2014, Philly hosted 600,000 foreign visitors. The city is expected to host 200,000 in just 2 days. That's a third of the entire year in one weekend. That's enough for Merrill Levitz of Visit Philly to believe this city is now a destination.
We have just a whole roster of events that serve as a trigger. But the wonderful thing that's happened is Philadelphia now is the trigger. And Philadelphia is the destination.
Officials hope that once these tourists get a taste of Philly, they'll want to come back. All this exposure could mean big bucks for cheesesteak carts like this.
One cookie or something good. One authentic cheesesteak, come in here. 17 and Ludlow.
And maybe a little extra work.
I think we're gonna pull in some couple overnighters.
And a few promises to customers they may not be able to keep.
You buy 2 cheesesteaks, you got autograph from Pope. Pope, holla at me.
Yeah, if those guys know something I don't know about getting the Pope's autograph, I may just need to pay them an extra visit. But take a look behind me right now. That says all you need to know about tourism in Philadelphia. The Pope delivered just a beautiful speech about love and family that captured an entire audience spanning the distance of the Parkway. That and the juxtaposition of the stories of those families up on stage in the musical acts resulted in an atmosphere that can only really be matched by what is to come tomorrow.